Hey you guys, it's Amber J. Lee and I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk about colorism in the black community, and especially when you're dating in the black community. I don't know if you know, but it's going around this black man is saying how dark-skinned women don't deserve Valentine's. Basically saying real nasty colorist things. He took a lot of it down before I can get a hold of it, but I do have the tweet right here. As someone who I date all races of men, as you know, the guy I dated last year was Nigerian, who was a scammer, and then before that I dated a white man who moved to Colorado to pursue his career, and he did propose for me to move out there, but I wasn't to finish my degree as he was 2 steps ahead. He's very supportive, very kind man, very, very, very smart man. I noticed that when I date, because I date all races, white men, you know, European men, they tend not to bring up my skin color versus black men. Black men will bring up your skin color. Now, colorism is something that women also project out. I've seen women on Kendra G's dating show say things like, he can't be lighter than me. I don't like light-skinned men. I need a dark-skinned man. Like that, even though you're saying that dark skin is good, that also puts the stigma of saying dark skin means masculine, and that also affects women indirectly. So women uphold colorism too. I heard women say things like, I can't do nothing with no light-skinned man. He just gotta be dark. That makes me feel like a woman. Like, a lot of things women say as well also promotes colorism, and it affects their black counterparts as well. Doubt anybody gives a fuck except dark-skinned black women. After he said that, I just was like, I personally believe 60% of black men think like that. They believe a woman being light skinned is a woman being better. I think about 40% of them are mature enough to know that women are not their skin colors, and your skin color doesn't define who you are as a person. I hate when black people want white people to think that way, but they still think that way about black people, especially dark skinned black women. Like, they say things like, oh, skin color doesn't define me, doesn't define a person, but then they will say, you act light skinned or you act dark skinned. Like, it's almost like when I went to the club and I was dressed up. This actually happened recently, and I just was sitting there drinking my bottle of Moet, minding my business, and the DJ kept saying, oh, we got a bougie dark-skinned chick. I'd never seen that before. And it was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's just our community is just so ignorant, and they don't realize what dark-skinned black women are saying until the police do it to them. Black people don't understand what we're talking about until the police do to them what they have been doing to dark-skinned people. And so the police do to them what they've been doing to dark-skinned black women. This is why no shade when y'all be saying, oh, he's racist, oh, he does that. And the third 9 times out of 10, you do the same shit to your own people. You just don't like it that's being done to you. And at this point in time, I do not fight colorism in the black community. I don't. If you do, you are one of our strongest soldiers. Because at this point, I just don't give a fuck. But I just had to make this video because people are still gaslighting me, saying it's not a thing. Like, oh, it's just your personality. Oh, it's just that. Yes, those are factors. Your personality, your weight, how you look, how you present yourself. That can also interact with how a man would perceive you, right? Or how he would be interested in you, or if he would find you attractive or not. That is a thing, but we're not going to pretend like dark-skinned black women, we're least likely to get married, and we're least likely to be taken serious romantically. Like we're not going to pretend like that's not a thing. That's why when a black man says to a dark-skinned black woman, why aren't you married? One, black people don't get married like that anyway, especially if she dates particularly only black men. Then two, you're a dark-skinned black woman, so the odds of her getting married to a black man is extremely low. Extremely low. What are you saying here? It wasn't happening for her anyway. It wasn't happening anyway. So it's not really a dig. It's just, she just wasn't going to beat the odds already off her skin tone alone. If a 300-pound light-skinned woman, 300-pound dark-skinned woman both look crazy as hell, I feel like people would still find the light-skinned woman more attractive. They can be twins. They can be twins, same outfit, both weigh 600 pounds, both are sloppy, but people will still be like, if I had to choose, I would go for the lighter person, because for some reason, anything closer to white is better than nothing, right? Men date women based off skin color. The same way women based off height, money, income. Men factor that in if they want to date you or not. They date you based on skin color. Men do that. And so I think people think, and women do it too. I've just said women do it too, but I feel like people think that men don't do that. They do. They do. They just don't say it out loud. And that man who said that was just confident enough to say that shit out loud. It's a video going around about college athletes, like, oh, athletes are only dating light-skinned black women, or they're only dating white women. 8 out of 10 athletes, I would say they mostly like white or light or Latino women. And that's their right. They have that right. I dated an NFL player, and I was the only woman who looked like me. he had a thing for dark skinned women. Like, he had a thing for dark skinned women, and his last girlfriend was dark skinned, so he had a thing for it. If a man dates a dark skinned woman, it's because he already has a thing for it, and most athletes, unfortunately, are not attracted to it. If you are a black man's first dark skinned woman he ever dated, you are in trouble because he's going to treat you very bad. Do not recommend. 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend. I have been there before. 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend. You're better off just dying alone. Real rap. Mom is a lighter skinned woman and my dad is dark skinned. Me and my dad are the same complexion. My mom is light. I took after my dad regarding everything. So, but even my dad had that problem. Like, I remember my dad was describing how much he loved my mom. I remember him saying, "Oh, she is just such a beautiful light woman." And I remember me saying, "Why does like?" He was like, "Well, that's what attracted me to her." For me to put it in that perspective, then he really understood, like, oh yeah, saying things like that is harmful at his big fucking age. At his big age. I love my dad to death, but at his big age, we had to have this conversation. And he always said to me, always some men out there who are attracted to women who look like you. It's still not okay to like somebody based on a skin color. Like, I always thought that was weird. Why do you like someone based on a skin color? But then you don't like when someone does not like you based on the skin color. So sad, because I do feel safer with my skin color, safer dating around non-black people or non-black. Like, I feel like non-black men are more accepting of my skin color versus people who look like me, which is sad, but it is reality. People would say the lighter one looks better. It's just the world we live in. It's the world we will always live in. It's the world that will never change. White and light people will always have a privilege.